Hey, it's Rob Weinberg, and on this channel, we empower people to take control of their future through expert mortgage, financial, and real estate strategies. If it's your first time watching us, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to also get notified on all the new content we're putting out every single week. In our whiteboard lesson today, we're going to be diving into real estate crowdfunding, what it is, how it works, and most importantly, how it can benefit you as someone who wants to invest in real estate. So let's start out by talking about an overview of real estate crowdfunding, because many people haven't heard of it, and those that have don't really understand it. So real estate crowdfunding is a method of raising money for real estate projects by pooling money from a large number of people and putting it all together. Now, before the internet, real estate crowdfunding was known as real estate syndication, okay? With the advent of the internet and the World Wide Web, crowdfunding's come into the mix. Many people have heard of crowdfunding when it comes to raising money for other things like businesses and charities, etc. But now it's come into the world of real estate, and it's been very, very successful in the real estate space. So it's a great way to be able to invest in real estate with small amounts of money. It's also a great way to be able to diversify your portfolio by getting involved in many, many different types of real estate projects that you would have never been able to do on your own. So that's the quick overview of real estate crowdfunding. What are the advantages of using real estate crowdfunding to invest in real estate versus just going and buying a house or buying a building on your own, right? So the biggest advantage is going to be lower investment thresholds. There's real estate crowdfunding you can get involved with, believe it or not, with as little as $50 to $100. There's also other projects you can get involved with as little as $500. And some of the big projects do require amounts of anywhere from, I would say, $10,000 to $25,000. But if you do look at that on the context of buying a property or getting involved in a multi-million-dollar deal, you'll see that these investment thresholds are little to nothing. So with the same amount of money that you'd put into one deal, doing it on your own, with real estate crowdfunding, you can get into 5, 10, even 20 deals or more with the same amount of money. There's a huge diversification benefit to being able to spread your money out instead of just putting it into one project, okay? The other thing is diversifying geographically. Real estate crowdfunding is 100% passive, which means you can live anywhere and own properties anywhere. This allows you to invest in hotter areas or areas that are increasing in value, whereas where you may live or know is not the real estate market you want to be investing in. So there's a big diversification geographically as well. The other thing is property type. So when you're going to buy an investment property, most people are looking at a single family or multifamily home. If you're someone who's more astute, maybe you're looking at a retail strip center or an office building. The great thing about real estate crowdfunding is it levels the playing field. So you can invest in hotels, office buildings, retail spaces. You can invest in multifamily properties, 5-unit, 8-unit. You can be investing in data centers, industrial properties. There's really no limit to the types of properties you can invest in. Almost every property out there has had some sort of real estate crowdfunding around that. I should say every property type out there. But it's really caught on with commercial real estate, and also development projects are big in real estate crowdfunding. These are high risk, high return projects. And generally, you'd have to be a multimillionaire to get involved. But with real estate crowdfunding, you're able to put small amounts of money to work on these development projects and get big outsized returns versus what you get anywhere else. So as you're hearing, real estate crowdfunding really democratizes real estate and allows it to be accessible to a broader range of people, and I should say, except or unless you're someone that has a really, really high net worth, you wouldn't have access to these opportunities before, okay? The next thing I want to talk about are types of real estate crowdfunding. So there's debt and there's equity. And you're going to see this a lot when researching real estate crowdfunding. There are certain portals, as we'll talk about, that specialize more in debt investments, and there's others that specialize in equity investments. So debt investments are going to be where you're giving money to someone to actually, like a loan. You're giving it to them as debt, they're gonna pay you back with a return. Whereas equity investing is where you're investing in the equity of the property, so you're not actually getting an exact specific monthly return necessarily like a mortgage would have, but you are actually entitled to getting larger returns because you're not only getting cash flow, but you're also getting equity at the end of the property or at the life cycle or sale disposition of the property at the end of the project. So those are the two different types of real estate crowdfunding, debt and equity. Figure out which one you're more interested in, and then you can gravitate towards that or diversify like I have and do a little bit of both. A really important thing to talk about when we're discussing real estate crowdfunding is the portals. The way that you're going to access the real estate crowdfunding opportunities is through different portals. So there's portals, again, for debt and equity. There's some that do both. The ones that I want to tell you about here are for debt. Fundthatflip.com is a great one. Fundrise.com, and Share Estates. Those are three that have great debt opportunities that I've used. The ones that I would recommend if you're interested in more equity opportunities is going to be Realty Mogul, realtymogul.com, CrowdStreet, Diversafund, which is spelled D-I-V-E-R-S-Y, Fund, Diversafund.com, and Lofty, L-O-F-T-Y, Lofty.ai. That's a newer site that has opportunities down to a $50 minimum on Lofty.ai. So this is just meant to give you a primer and some ideas of the portals. There are many, many others out there. The ones that I'm telling you in this video are the ones that I personally used. Now, mitigating risk. When we're talking about real estate and investing money, there's going to be risk. So how do you mitigate it? You want to do a lot of due diligence on the people that you're working with. On one level, you want to make sure the portal that you're working through is reputable, has experience. On the next level, you want to make sure that the project has a good business plan. You're going to receive information about the business plan, the capital stack, who's investing what in the project. Take your time doing that due diligence, understanding the business plan for the project. And the last but not least is going to be the sponsor. The sponsor is going to be the person or the company that's actually managing the process on a day-to-day basis. You want to make sure two things. Number one, the sponsor has a lot of experience in the geographic area you're working in. Number two, that they have skin in the game. So you don't want a sponsor that's not investing any of their own money. I like projects where the sponsor's investing anywhere from 5 to 10% of the capital needed. That gives them skin in the game and aligns their interest with you as an outside investor. Last thing we'll discuss here in this brief video on real estate crowdfunding is going to be the trends we're seeing in the industry. So real estate crowdfunding definitely has gotten a lot of oversight versus when it started a decade ago. But there's more oversight coming. Increased regulatory oversight is what I'm talking about. It's to protect investors, to make sure those getting involved in the space are not going to get bamboozled or scammed. So I think we're going to see more and more of this happening, more and more oversight. Real estate crowdfunding used to only be available to accredited investors or high net worth investors, whereas now many of the portals I've given you have opportunities where you can get in even if you're not an accredited investor and you only have a small amount to invest. So keep that in mind. Hopefully this lesson today has given you some good information on real estate crowdfunding, how you can get involved and expand your real estate portfolio simply and quickly using this strategy. If there's someone else you know that'd be interested, go ahead and share this video with them. And if I can be of assistance to you or someone else that you know, reach out to me by call, text, or private message. My direct line is 860-413-3938. As always, I hope that helps, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.